My name is Ramiz Saad. What they call me Ramiz the biochemist. And today I want to talk about type 2 diabetes and mineral deficiency. Most of doctors or pharmacists or like nutrition, they keep talking about protein, carbohydrate, or like fat. I want to take it to a next level. We all eat protein, amino acid, fish, egg, like chicken. We all eat fat, which whatever fat it is, like canola oil, extra virgin olive oil, whatever. We all eat carbohydrate, but nobody talks about mineral and vitamins, which I believe, they are the key essential for the human body. Every day you need 90 nutrients. This 90 nutrients essential for your body. 60 of them, they are essential minerals, 60, which is 2/3 of the human body are minerals. Yes, 16 are vitamins, which is, and always remember, vitamin and mineral, they work together. Then, vitamin affect mineral and mineral affect vitamins, okay? And 12 is amino acid essential. We have 22 amino acid, 12 of them essential amino acid, we get it from food, plus 3 essential fatty acid, which omega-3, omega-6, and omega-9. And this is what the 90 essential nutrients your body needs every day. Okay. What happened is, when you look into type 2 diabetes, I studied it for all my life, for 37 years. Since I left Egypt, my mother died of type 2 diabetes, and I promised her on her bed that I'm going to do everything to try to really find and try to really help on type 2 diabetes. Luckily, I was diabetic, okay, which is good because really I could not do it without a test tube. Then I'm using my body as a test tube, and I am testing my body every day, maybe 10 times with a prick, or using the Libra, all the time, collecting all data about food. God put me in a position which I work in a big lab around the world, analyzing minerals. Then really, I said, I'm a biochemist, I'm analyzing minerals. I have all these sophisticated machines, which is almost like $250,000 machine. Then I'm a supervisor. Let's see what I can do. Then I was working in a company which all this like food comes to me, and I'm supposed to analyze it and approve the nutritional label. Then I get familiar with really what every food has and what's food good or bad. I was working 16 hours every day to try to find out. Okay, cut my big, I can talk about this for hours, but just cut it short because I don't have plenty of time. Okay, what really I found out is, that the main 3 things inside the body is the cell membrane, the liver, and the stomach.
What was the third one?
The stomach.
Oh, stomach.
What's the cell membrane? The cell membrane, is very, very essential because this is what the cell membrane is. Okay? Then if the cell membrane is not functioning well, really, your blood sugar is going to be outside and nothing goes inside the cell. And if nothing goes inside the cell, your sugar level is going to be high in the blood and you won't get anything inside. Then the cell is the key for your body. What really make a big difference in the cell is the fat which we eat. There is good fat and there is bad fat. There is omega-3 and omega-6 and omega-9. Omega-6 and 9, we have plenty of it in food. Everywhere we go and eat, we have omega-6 and 9. And research showing that omega-6 blocks the cell membrane. Then this cell membrane will be blocked, nothing goes in and nothing goes out if you eat too much omega-6 and 9. What has omega-6 and 9? Canola has omega-6 and 9, and vegetable oil has omega-6 and 9. But really what we are deficient on is omega-3. What's the best source of omega-3? You know, omega-3 can be rancid and can has a mercury contamination. I used to work in the lab. I used to have so many fish oil for analysis. Some of them has high mercury because the fish is contaminated. You don't want to eat that, you know. Then you want to eat a good source of omega-3. What's the best source in my opinion? Okay, and that's my opinion only, you know, take it or leave it. Then the best source is cod liver oil. Cod liver oil is one of the best source of omega. It has vitamin A, vitamin D, very good for you. When you take cod liver oil, your liver loves you. And when your liver works, and that's the next subject I'm going to talk about, okay? Cut this short, I can talk about it for a long time, but about the cell membrane and what's the function, but cut this short for now. The second one is the liver and the liver detoxification. That's not a pretty picture of fatty liver. A fatty liver is where it's like you have lots of fat, okay, on the liver. I'll cut it short, I don't want to show this. When the liver is like this, you cannot detoxify the body because the liver is the big organs of detoxification, okay? Then, what's really happening here? The liver, we bombard the liver with everything bad we eat all the time. Like, for example, like, you know, here is French fries with, like, you know, lots of oil. Here is the kid eating chips and, you know, like with lots of oil, with high salt, 10,000 parts per million salt on a bag of chips. Here is ketchup. Ketchup, like, you know, really the worst thing you can use, you know. And while on the other hand, you can use mustard, which is very good for you. And this is the secret of the French, is the mustard. Because mustard is very, very healthy for you, okay? Which mustard has selenium. And this is a good source of selenium for detoxification of the body. Then really what happened is the liver is a really key for you, and there is lots of food which makes your liver works good. The liver detoxify at 11 o'clock at night from 11 to 4 in the morning. Then the cycle of detoxification is from 11 to 4. Somebody is at 11, 12, keep eating and drinking in a party or whatever, the liver say, hey, what this person's doing? Okay, let's leave the detoxification until tomorrow. Okay, and the liver get bombarded again with free radical and damage, and that's what end up with fatty liver. Myself, I was like, you know, almost 250 pounds. I lost 50 pounds by changing my diet. You can do it by diet, and I stabilized my blood sugar. My A1C, I can show you all these numbers. My A1C was 8.3. Now my blood sugar for almost 2 years, 5.7 normal, okay? No insulin, I stopped insulin. I'm not saying you do that, you check with your doctor first, but what I'm saying that everything can be possible if you really give your engine the right food, you know? Your engine wants to help you. Your body wants to live and wants to survive. If you give it the right food, it will like you, it will help you. If you give it the wrong food, it won't help you, because really what happened is you have to put the right gas into the machine. The third thing is which I want to talk about is like the stomach, okay? The stomach is very, very essential because really that's where the absorption is. If you have a good absorption, you know, then like, you know, whatever you eat, you can absorb, like, you know, you get like, you know, anything which has high potassium, you absorb the potassium. The potassium is needed for the cell membrane to open and close. And that's why it's key for the cell membrane back again to open and close, okay? And stomach is very, very critical. That's why if you have leaky gut, what happened, the leaky gut is the cell membrane, which if it's open, that food is going to leak from the stomach, goes into the blood, making inflammation. And that's what inflammation is the leaky gut. Okay. How important is mineral is? Like, you know, I'll show you, this is one cell. one human cell, okay? This human cell, it has a nucleus, it has a mitochondria. What I want to concentrate about now is the mitochondria, because that's where your energy starts. Some people, they don't have enough energy, and they are tired all the time, because really what happens, the cell membrane is closed, the sugar is outside, and the minerals does not go in. Then you need the minerals to go in to activate this little mitochondria machine, which is this machine. What you need manganese, you need iron, you need copper, you need zinc, you need all these minerals. We are all deficient on these minerals, I guarantee. Okay, I can take you here, analyze it, I find out if you are deficient or not deficient, or if you have toxins or not to have toxins, just from a piece of your hair. Then what I'm trying to say here, that we all deficient on mineral, and we have lots of toxins. Like we have mercury, we have lead, we have arsenic from rice, we have we are short of magnesium, we are short of zinc, we are short of potassium. We are not eating right. That's why diabetes starts, because look at so many peer-reviewed articles. They say diabetes and zinc, diabetes and vanadium, diabetes and chromium, diabetes and magnesium. All this mineral are so essential for you to balance it. What I did, after 37 years and working like 16 hours every day, I balanced everything with food. Get rid of the toxins first. I was smoker for almost 20 years. I had so much high lead. I got rid of it. I have all the chart which I show you that my lead level is 0 now after I know what to eat. So simple, so easy if you know what to eat. Lead and calcium interfere with each other. Then if you increase the calcium level from food, you decrease the lead level in your body. Lead goes into your bone. That's why some people, they have bone problem, and that's your bone bank, what I call it, bone bank, And cilantro is the best technique to decrease your lead in your body. Then everything I do, I don't use anything, I just use food. I can talk about this for so many.
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes, okay. And then really what happened, if you look here, you don't want your blood sugar to spike high and goes low, because when your blood sugar goes high and low, this is the worst thing you can do yourself. What you need is your blood sugar to go like this. Insulin is a very, very important key for your body. Insulin is 51 amino acid. It has disulfide bond, sulfur, it needs sulfur, which they call it the beauty mineral, and it needs zinc. I took insulin in the lab, I analyzed it, I found it has sulfur and zinc. I confirmed exactly what does it have. Then you need the right amino acid, and you need that to produce normal, insulin by the body. What happened nowadays with food, everything is depleted from minerals. Look at this. This is wheat. Okay? This is all depleted, from minerals. And this after they mill it. Okay? It's the same thing with sugar. I analyzed all kinds of sugar, not even 1 part per million of potassium in sugar, white sugar. Then
What's the x-axis?
the x-axis here is the flour extraction,
Okay.
and here is the nutrient retention. Okay? Then really what happened, the most important 2 things in our food all the time, which is wheat and sugar, are completely depleted from mineral. Plus, I'll tell you something else, which really will surprise you. Okay, lots of food can deplete you from minerals. Like, for example, we talked today about phytic acid and a legume. Legume has a phytic acid. Phytic acid can deplete the mineral absorption. Then you eat legume, it depletes your mineral absorption, you don't have the mineral absorption. It has fiber, that's fine. It has so many important stuff, which is fine, but it does not have the amount of mineral you need in meat. And the same thing with glyphosate. Glyphosate we talk about, which is the Roundup, okay, which they use it to spray on the corn, which they use it to spray it on cotton, baby diaper. We're talking about autism now, okay? I believe autism, it might be because of the glyphosate use. There is a big doctor from MIT, you know, she's really well known, and her research showed a big link between glyphosate use and autism, okay? Then the mother wear like a bra, wear like underwear, and all this cotton is glyphosate, okay? And then the glyphosate goes inside, you know, and then she gets out and she feeds the child, and the child has glyphosate and get mineral, you know, and then get autism. This is the theory of like the doctor. I put these things together. I collect things together. I put it together. Can it be? I'm just asking a question, and then all the scientific people we can work together, find out if that theory is right or not. Plus, in the Middle East, autism was like 1 in every 166 person. Today is 1 every 59, and the number is increasing. The same for diabetes. We are looking in a different direction. Everybody's talking high carbohydrate, high fat, low carbohydrate, low sugar. You know, nobody's talking about minerals. Guys, this is so important. I worked with this all my life. Give it a try. See if I'm saying right or wrong. Plus, we start our kids in the morning with cereal. We talk, oh, cereal is the best food ever. And people love cereal, okay? You know what cereal has? Has glyphosate. It has very high iron. Iron can cause oxidative stress. They fortify cereal with iron, okay? Plus it has coloring, which has high aluminum. Aluminum can go to the brain, damage the brain. Then you are having breakfast in the morning with cereal, you know, and this is the wrong way of starting your day. You know, your blood sugar is going to spike high. I know some diabetic people, they tell me, is cereal good for us or not? You know, I tell them, check your blood sugar. They check it, your blood sugar up to 12. That's not coincidence, because like really what happened has very high sugar, plus very high glyphosate, it depletes your body with minerals, plus high aluminum toxins, plus high, we have to know what to eat. I hope this is just before I was about to write a book, but somebody met me and he gave me this phone. He said, Ramiz, you have plenty of ideas, please share it with the world. And I said, okay, Fred, I'm going to share it with the world. And that's what I'm doing right now. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you. I was absolutely delighted for you to talk about diapers and textiles.
Thanks, Janice.
The stuff that is going into our water
Correct.
in textiles
Correct.
is staggering. It is slowly poisoning the world.
Correct.
So we all have to start doing our part to recycle clothes, to get the companies in different parts of the world that have no controls over what they're putting into the water, which is poisoning kids and drinking water, et cetera, et cetera. So you're absolutely right. I mean, we have the knowledge, but we have to take action.
You're completely right, Janice. I just wonder about a company called Monsanto, and so many people talk about it. Monsanto is the one who really started with the Roundup and the glyphosate, and they said, we are now 7 billion people. I don't know, maybe because of the that insect killing the corn, we have to spray it. But there's another alternative, I think, because this is what happened is this weed, killer, it affects something called check me pathway, which is very, very important pathway in the human and in animal. That's why when they spray it in animal, it kills the animal. But when they spray it, It's in the soil, it's in the water, it's in the air, it's in everywhere. And what's the main thing? One is cotton, corn, and soya. You know, this is very, very high in glyphosate. You know, then really, really, like, you know, we're supposed to do something about it for the benefit of all of us and the benefit of our kids. And we need the scientific people to work hard onto this, you know, link. You know, thank you. Any other questions?
The diet is pretty complicated on what to eat and what we've been conditioned to eat for decades, and knowing, I'm quite skeptical about somebody's next diet that's going to cure all and solve everything. So I don't know how you can get out to us what's good to eat, because what I eat might not be good, and if I could see a direct correlation between what's not good and I would change. But generally, there's just so many diet recommendations
Correct.
that I wouldn't have a clue about where to start.
Correct. It's so simple. It's really so simple, Frank. You know, like when you think about it, you know, it's like I said, the main thing is to have the integrity of the cell membrane, right? Then really, like, maybe that's a big word, but I put this all into a really simple way of doing it when you wake up in the morning, what to eat and what not to eat, you know, and like, you know, all this will help a lot finding and tuning, you know, the body, because really what happened is, I don't know if you know or not, we need 4,800 parts per million potassium every day. Okay? And you know, one banana, everybody say I eat banana, but one banana has 400 parts per million. Then you need 12 banana every day, which I go monkey if I do that. Exactly. Then really, we have to really, like, what I do in my program is I put like sea salt, specific sea salt which has high potassium level. Then, you know, on that program, like the sea salt has 92 mineral, and then then you will get all the other mineral, which you're going to put salt anyway. Then my program is kind of like tailored, you know, to really your body needs, and then when your body has all what you need, you function 100%.
Can you briefly describe your program just in a 1 minute or 2 minute version? Like what's your normal intake per day?
That's a very good question, but like really I don't like to say it, because really what happened, people always asking me like, you know, what's your program, and they want to follow. But I want people to understand the mechanism. Like I want people to go into my YouTube and learn really what's the mechanism of everything.
We'll learn that, but I think to entice us into learning, to give us a little bit of an introduction to what you use, then we'll be
like
more
say for
enticed to
example,
learn.
like, you know, I'll say about the protein, what kind of protein I take. Okay, I take the best protein, you know, you can eat every day is eggs. Egg is a complete protein. Never mind about people say high cholesterol, because you need cholesterol for your hormones. If you don't have cholesterol for your hormones, I know some people, they cannot function well because they don't have cholesterol, okay? But the main thing is you have to have a really good gallbladder, okay? And then you have to have a really good, like, you know, fat soluble vitamin and all this, you know. Then egg is the first one. Chicken breast is the second, okay? Because you need to have like what they call it branched amino acid. I know that Rebecca is one of the biggest nutritionists here, you know, in Sobeys, and she's really like well enlightened about all the food. And chicken breast is one of the best, you know, for like having like all the branched amino acid, because you need branched amino acid, because what happens is your body has catabolism and anabolism. What that mean? Like, you know, something die and something, you know, created. Then the branched amino acid, where is, you know, the new cell is going to grow, and that's what you need. Then we talk about eggs. okay, boiled or like, or easy or whatever, chicken breast, and at night I love cottage cheese. Cottage cheese with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and a little bit of half tomato and some little bit of basil, This is the perfect meal before you go to bed, because you want like to have light, meal, then, your liver start detoxify, get all the toxins out, and then you sleep well at night. And this is what's the meal. You can have some snack. I have my preferred like snack, which I always include something which is very critical for digestion, which we call it pineapple. You have pineapple here?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, pineapple is the best for digestive enzyme, and pineapple has bromelain, which is really digest very well, and that's why when you go to any restaurant and you eat meat, sometimes you put pineapple on the meat, like to break down the tissue. And that's what's really happening inside the body. You have some protein which is not digested. When you eat pineapple, it will digest this protein and get rid of it. Then one of my really lovely snack is if I can do yogurt at home, I make a yogurt at home, and then I get a yogurt with little bit of pineapple and little bit of syrup, and I put like cinnamon.
Syrup.
Yes, there is syrup which does not have sugar.
Oh.
Yeah, I can get you some. Yeah.
And cinnamon, can you talk a little bit about cinnamon?
Oh, cinnamon. Okay.
That's really healthy, so I suppose.
Actually, I made something like a drink which can lower blood sugar. And I made it from so many herbs which is known to the world, but I put them in a special way which I know that what do they have, because I analyze all this, then I know that we need calcium and potassium all the time, okay, to open the cell membrane and the cell gate. Then I start understanding how is the cell membrane open, and then because you have something called sodium potassium channel pump.
Yeah.
That's all on the cell membrane. Then if this pump is not closed, then nothing goes in and out. Then I'm working on all the channel on the cell membrane, try to understand them. There is tons of proteins. As a biochemist, I understand what all protein does, and that's why I'm working in all of them, try to crack them down to let the cell open and close, then sugar can goes in and the energy can goes up. That's why I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to the gym at 6 and so on until like 10 o'clock at night or 9, I go to bed. And then this is what you always ask yourself about. Do I have the energy or not?
Ramiz, just to clarify a definition, cell membrane, I understand. People talk about the microbiome.
Yeah.
Okay, can you just elaborate a bit on that?
The microbiome is the bacteria in your stomach. Most of the people in our life now, they say that you're supposed to have 75% of a good bacteria and 25% of a bad bacteria. What happened nowadays after using lots of antibiotic, eating lots of meat which has antibiotic, some chicken which has antibiotic, and all this antibiotic, it goes inside our body, kill that little organism, which is very essential. It's like lactobacillus. Okay, that's very, very important microorganism for your body. But really on my program, when I increase this lactobacillus by eating, sauerkraut. Okay.
Sorry, it's sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut. Then when I have lunch, I have chicken. If you go to Nando, thank you, Mr. Nando, he knows that my regular order is chicken breast with sauerkraut, and I put like a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. All the workers knows. Food is science, guys. When you understand the science, you really appreciate it, and you will never get hungry. Because really what happened when you crave sugar because you are lacking chromium and vanadium. Chromium and vanadium is what people have deficiency in, and that's why you crave sugar. You go to the donuts, you cannot stop, and all this. I used to crave sugar. Now I never crave sugar because my bank of chromium and vanadium is high. Then what I do about this is I take peppermint tea. I analyze anything I put my hand on, I analyze. Okay, when I analyze 85 types of tea, it has peppermint tea is one of the most highest in chromium and vanadium. Any other question?
Actually, Alba had a question. Sorry, give Alba time. Chief, I cut her off earlier. So.
No, that's fine. Do you believe then in supplements for these minerals that we're lacking?
That's a really good question. I really do rather to have it from real food, because the brain, since we are created, we eat food, then the brain knows the protein, But when you have this supplement, really what they extracted, all element one by one, then they have calcium citrate, or they have calcium malate, or whatever, okay? But really, the cinnamon has the calcium in a different shape, okay, and have the potassium in a different shape, and that's why when you eat it, the body really loves it and feel it, but if you have it as a supplement, maybe you will have expensive urine, but that's all about,
And people are now doing injections, vitamin injections.
Uh-huh.
Or intravenously, they take their vitamin like potassium.
Uh-huh.
Do you agree with that?
My opinion on the injection, I like the vitamin D injection, but really vitamin D, you can have it, my vitamin D level was very, very low, that's why I was diabetic, but I changed this, I was almost 65. Now my vitamin D is 240, which is the best, okay? And I did that by just eating egg and sitting in the sun and having sulfur component with the food. Moringa, I don't know if you are familiar with moringa or not. I discovered, I was the first one in maybe the whole world, discovered that moringa has a very high sulfur content. And I released that to the world just like,
What is moringa?
Moringa is kind of kind of vegetables, you can have it. I made a video about it, which is when I tested in the lab, everybody was cutting and paste, from the internet. Then they say, oh, moringa has potassium, has calcium. Lots of food has potassium and calcium. But really, I am the one when I test something, I see what's different about it. Then moringa has 1.6% sulfur, which is really, I've never seen something like this in my life. The maybe horsetail is the same thing. That's why they call the horsetail, because it has high sulfur, and that's why the sulfur. Sulfur is the best. Yeah.
Okay. Frank, good seeing you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Thank
Steve,
you very
any
much.
last question?